Welcome to MCN and the KTM 990 Duke R. Now, there is nothing about this bike that is in any way subtle, and that's from the bright orange wheels to its bombastic exhaust note to its eyeball popping brakes, its crisp handling, its seemingly limitless appetite for having fun, but also the price as well is nearly 12.5 grand, so it's a lot of money for a sports naked. But this bike almost never happened. It's the beginning of 2026 now, and this was due to be out at the beginning of 2025 to follow on from the standard Duke 90, which replaced the Duke 890. But of course, as we all know, KTM had an absolute shed loads of problems last year until Bajaj bailed them out, and they're back on the straight and narrow, hopefully. So that means they've finally been able to release this bike, and we're really glad they have. So what makes this bike the R compared to the normal 990? Well, it's the same basic chassis and engine, parallel twin cylinder motor, 947cc. The power is up from 121 bhp to 128, which mirrors the RCR super sport bike. Apart from that, the engine's more or less the same. And chassis wise, that's probably where the biggest changes are. So the whole bike's raised up by 15 mil, so it's higher to sit on. But that helps with its agility and its weight transfer on the track, because it's very much a track focused bike. You've got big brakes on it, you've got Brembo styler calipers, you've got bigger discs, you've got fully adjustable rear shock and a fully adjustable forks, unlike the standard 990. Michelin Power Cup 2 semi-slick tyres as well. So everything about this bike is, as they say, ready to race, ready to scratch up your local B road. And it's also got this very big 8.8 inch colour TFT dash.
Talking of the dash, it's a very, very impressive dash that we first saw in the RCR. 8.8 inches, as I say. It's got all the information you'll need. I've got it in track mode at the moment, so you've got the gear position in prominent place and the ref counter, and when you're on it, you can see the gear position out the corner of your eye really, really easily. It's touchscreen, it's got pictorials on it, it's got a sat nav that you don't need to tether your phone to, so that's really handy. So you're not using any data off your phone's not heating up. Just a really, really impressive thing. But there is a but. I think it looks a little bit out of place on such a kind of a minimalist naked like this. It's huge, it's an appendage. It looks like, well, it looks like a massive Rolex just hanging off someone's wrist. It's a bit shouty. You know, I mean, how big does the screen need to be on a bike like this? We're going to have a Tesla screen on these bikes soon. So yeah, it's a really good dash, but probably a little bit out of place. It's always kind of shouting at you. It's like one of those people that talks a lot. Quite interesting to begin with, and then after 5 minutes. But this bike isn't about a dash. It's about fun. And I've got to say that on a really nice B road like this, it's more fun than a super naked. It's more fun than the 1290 Super Duke R KTM. You know, it just wants to play, and it delivers so much excitement. It's the way it comes out of corners, the lightness of the steering, the power of the brakes, the grip. Everything is just incredible, and you just don't get that kind of pure, refined feeling on a big super naked, and they're heavier. You know, the only thing the bigger super nakeds are good at, I mean, they are amazing fun as well, don't get me wrong, but they're a little bit more rounded, so you can do a lot more with them. So if you wanted to do a big tour You know, the 1390 Super Duke, which I've had as a long term, is amazing. You can comfortably go 2 up, and you can do all of those things on this bike as you can any bike. Even on a C50 you can do all of those things, but this is really designed just for attacking B roads and having fun, and it does that so well. The engine with its 128 bhp is surprisingly refined. It barks when you first start it up, but then it kind of settles into a nice mellow, warm twin cylinder thud. 270 degree crank parallel twin, so it's a bit V-twinish, and it's very refined. The throttle's lovely, although the throttle response gets more aggressive as you go up through the riding modes, but it's not designed to have fun. If you want a nice serene bike, this isn't the one for you. You'd be wasting a lot of what it is capable of. It's quite short revving, so the rev limiter kicks in at 10,500 RPM. It makes maximum power at 9.5, so it's quite a short revving engine, and it hits its rev limiter quite soon until you're used to it. But this bike's all about its grunt. It's got a huge amount of grunt. The bike only weighs 190 kilos fully fueled, so it absolutely fires out of corners. It's fast, you know. It's almost 1000cc twin like super bikes were back in the day, and it's addictive when you're on it. Right now in track mode, where I've got lots of instant punch, I could easily just flick the clutch now and wheelie it. It's got that much get up and go. So very, very impressive engine, very refined, but very angry in all the right places. And then there's that chassis. The 790s, the 890s and the 990 Dukes all handle superbly. The 890R is just amazing, one of my favourite handling bikes, and this is more the same. It feels like a pucker race bike with the way it steers. It's so light, it's so direct, it's so crisp. Loads and loads of confidence as you're hurtling into a corner and changing direction. The only thing that's not so good, temperatures like now, where are we now, about 7 and you can see the 9 it's a big dash with a small temperature, 9 degrees, and just going slowly through a village is enough for these Michelins to cool down, and then when you go to accelerate again, it kind of, you bang into the traction control quite easily. So you've got to be a little bit careful with these tyres until they're up to temperature. But when they are up to temperature, they're amazing. I mean, they're semi-slick on a nice dry day like today. Once they're warm, they've got limitless confidence. They're absolutely superb. So the way the engine works with the chassis, it's not too overpowering, it's not too little, it's just the right amount. It's almost kind of, GSXR 750 in its balance of the power and handling, which is about the biggest compliment you can give it. But I would say the handling I just can't get enough of. It's absolutely beautiful. And then all the electronics, as it is, this is a brand new test bike, and like all brand new KTMs out the showroom, they'll be fully loaded with electronics. Up and down quick shifter, traction control, wheelie control, slide control, engine braking control, and everything in between, and they all work beautifully. But they're all equipped with demo mode, so those electronics kind of disappear after just under 1,000 miles, and you've got to pay. If you want all the electronics, you can kind of mix and match the ones you want, but if you want the full package back, you're looking at just under £1,000. Such a shame KTM have had their woes, because they build some incredible bikes. This is so well balanced, so much fun, so easy, so flattering. It's very minimalist. It basically just does exactly what you expect it to do. It's just a kind of a supermoto in disguise, really. It does everything a supermoto would do. It's a little bit more long-legged and a little bit more refined. You can do a bit more with it, but it's just a bike built to be a hooligan, and it does that very well. So the KTM 990 Duke R won't be for everybody.
This is a very focused, single-minded sports naked that's got a huge appetite for corners, and it'd be fantastic on the track. It's not exactly what you'd call an all-rounder. It would do everything. It's actually quite comfortable, nice and roomy, which I really like. But in terms of hitting its design brief, I think KTM have done this absolutely perfectly. It's a worthy successor to the 890R, which I really loved, and it does everything you expect it to do with no flaws. Now, it actually gets better, because although it's 12.5 grand, it's actually £500 cheaper than the standard 990 Duke was when it was launched in 2024. So that's another big tick. The other thing is, we all know about the problems with early 790 and 890 engines, specifically with the cams. Now, they've been resolved. The later models are all okay, and the 990s are okay. So if you have a look at the owner's reviews on MCN's website, where some people have bought the 990 Duke, they've got nothing but nice things to say about them. So the kind of reliability is there now, but maybe the trust isn't. So to counter that, KTM are giving a free 4-year warranty on all of their street bikes, this one included. And also, if you get your bike serviced at a KTM authorised dealer, you're going to get extended breakdown cover as well. So in terms of peace of mind, I think that's a really good thing. So yeah, this is unmistakably niche. It's really exciting. I've really enjoyed riding it. I can't get enough of it, to be honest. I just love the way it makes its power. I love the grip, I love the brakes, I love the handling. It's just incredible. But one question remains: how is it going to stack up against its rivals? Well, we did a group test in 2025, which this should have been in, talking about all the sports nakeds. So we had the Ducati Street Fighter V2, we had the Triumph Street 77765 RS, and the Yamaha MT-09 SP. It was the Yamaha that won that group test. So in a future video, we're going to put the Yamaha against this bike to see how they compare and to see which is the best sports naked of 2026. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for more like this coming very soon.